Shop the Sherwin-Williams Super Sale and get 40% off paints and stains August 8th through the 14th. With prices starting at $29.39, it's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Whether you're looking to revamp your interior or exterior, we have you covered with bold hues, soothing neutrals, and everything in between. Visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store or shop the sale online. Delivery available on qualifying orders. Click the banner to learn more. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Pet Life Radio.
You're listening to PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome to Animal Rights on Pet Life Radio. This is your host, Tim Link, and I'm so glad you're joining us today. My guest, I'm real excited about this today. I'm always excited about our guests, but this is particularly going to be a great show because we're going to be talking to Jackson Galaxy. Jackson's the host of Animal Planet's My Cat from Hell, and he has a great new book out called Cat Daddy. So we're going to talk to him a little bit about his book here in a moment. So we'll take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back. You're listening to Animal Rights on Pet Life Radio.
Sit. Stay. We'll be right back after a short pause. Well, 4 to be exact.
Petco, where the pets go. Petco, where the pets go.
Pet Life Radio has tail-wagging, fur-flying, fabulous deals for our listeners from Petco. Get $6 off your order of $60 or more and up to 40% off the entire Petco site. That's right.
But that's not all.
Because you're a Pet Life Radio listener, you'll also get free shipping on your order of $49 or more. $6 off, up to 40% off,
And free shipping.
from Pet Life Radio and Petco. To get these awesome deals, go to PetcoDeals.com. That's PetcoDeals.com.
Petco, where the pets go.
I'm not much of a reader, but I do wish I were more well-read.
There are so many great books coming out. I wish I could find a way to keep up.
Audible.com makes it easy to stay well informed and catch up on your reading simply by listening. Audiobooks from Audible turn downtime into uptime. You'll be more productive and become well read.
Now I'm able to catch up on all the great books I've been wanting to read.
With Audible, I feel smarter.
Pet Life Radio listeners, try Audible.com now and get your first 30 days of Audible Listener Gold membership plan free. And get a free audiobook. Choose from over 100,000 titles. To get this great deal, go to audibledeals.com. That's audibledeals.com.
Let's Talk Pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back. Welcome back to Animal Rights on Pet Life Radio. Joining me now is super celebrity of My Cat from Hell and the latest author of Cat Daddy, Jackson Galaxy. Jackson, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me, Tim.
Oh, our pleasure, our pleasure. Now, we got to get into it. Now, is this the first book that you've published?
Yeah, no, this is it. Yeah, I didn't even really mean to write a book, to be honest with you. It's a story about my travels with my cat Benny, and a few years ago, 2 years ago, almost to the day, as he was preparing to pass, I just promised him that I wanted to tell his story, and it came out in a very kind of pure way. It was just pretty effortless, and helped me process, and here it is, and I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, it's a fantastic book because when I first got a copy, I was expecting it to be, okay, here's the host of a television show, their first book out. They're going to have helpful tips. We're going to have all kinds of cat advice and things in here. And there are some great tips and great advice in the book, but it's really what I call a raw and edgy book. It goes through the details of your life a little bit and how you got to where you're at and talks about Benny. So I thought I was, I don't know if I'd say pleasantly surprised, but I definitely was surprised, and I loved how the book was put together.
Well, thank you. And honestly, when I get asked, why did you write something that raw, I swear that was not my plan. The plan was just to tell a story about Benny, and his story I thought needed to be told. And then I realized that that was like building a body without a rib cage, basically. I mean, you had to tell both of our stories in order to have it make any sense. So unfortunately, that meant me sort of laying some stuff bare there.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you said, it was very therapeutic. And I could see that from reading the book. You know, you're telling a great story. You're telling about your life, how you got to where you are, and Benny. And I could see sort of at the end of the book, and correct me if I'm wrong, there's a big, you know.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you know, what he taught me, I'm not even being, you know, glib about when I say that a cat taught me about life and love and coming clean. He really did. I mean, our journey together ended with this exactly as he just did it. That, you know, even in his passing, even in, you know, the profound grieving that I went through with him, there was still this intense appreciation. And also, you know, I mean, because the story is also about me going through my addictions and coming out the other side, because of working with him and the other cats that I work with, there is that level of gratitude that, you know, you just don't know unless you just about killed yourself before and had somebody else pull you out.
Absolutely. And we know Benny was and continues to be a great teacher. Do you find that to be the situation with all the cats and all the animals you work with, learning lessons from them?
No doubt. I literally have never met a cat, a dog, a horse, a pig that I haven't learned something from. You know, of course, my day-to-day is working with cats more one-on-one, but if it weren't for the fact that you know, when I first started working at a humane society, if it weren't for the fact that I just was learning so much from them on so many different levels, I never would have followed that. I just wasn't in a place at that point to care, you know, just from an intellectual place. It had to be from these guys were pulling something out of me, and that's exactly what they did.
Yeah, and you know, and I love in the book how you talk about, basically, correct me if I'm wrong, that working at the Humane Society was originally just another job, just another gig for you to pay the bills, and it turned into
totally. I was just saying I want to make music, and that means that I want to just keep my head empty during the day, because you never know when a song is going to come into your brain, and you know, at that point, it was a precious resource. I wanted to keep that channel open, and I figured, what better way than just to scoop poop all day long? You know what I mean? I didn't have to deal with language. I could just deal with scooping, and of course, the best laid plans.
Is that a metaphor for the recording industry in general?
Well, scooping poop all day long, right? Exactly right.
Oh boy, I'll get in trouble for that, but I think our producer Mark can relate to that as well. So tell me, after writing the book and looking back and reflecting on it, what did you learn most from writing the book?
You know, the thing that I didn't realize, I really didn't give myself credit for actually having taken that level of a journey. I never took stock of it. And actually, you know, as you get towards the end of the book, I made this effort to write it and to not look back at it. I mean, if you take a look at the very end of the book, the epilogue, I just spit it out and left it alone. Left it to my co-writer to, you know, weed out all grammatical errors or whatever. But it was a pure journey. It's hard to explain because it was just so not touched by anything. And, you know, going through this trip with Benny, and not just Benny, but opening myself up emotionally to the lives of animals to that degree, and especially, you know, working in a high-kill environment, and opening yourself up to this level of love when loss is right around the corner. You know, that the whole book, I think, is trying to explain the profound nature of that.
Yeah, I think that, you know, we hear of that sort of unconditional love from our animals, and we feel that. But I really applaud you for the book and the fact that, you know, I could see your life lessons. I could see not only the challenges you went to get to where you're at now, but the impact that each of the animals that you encountered along the way had on you and shaping your life.
No, for sure.
And I think it's very powerful. So after putting the book together and our listeners picking up a copy of Cat Daddy and reading it, what would you hope they would walk away from after reading it?
Well, I mean, there's a couple of overriding things. I mean, first of all, of course, it's the power of sharing your life with animals. That's the first thing is that everyone should be sharing their life with animals. As I said in the beginning of the introduction of the book, that one of the things I'm here to do is to make sure that everyone has a cat in their life, because we need that to happen. I mean, if we want to achieve no-kill status even on a regional level, everyone has to have one, at least one, as well as spaying and neutering our existing animals. But I mean, I just really wanted to, that was one of the first things that I thought of, was that I owe a karmic debt, and I just want to start paying it off and paying it forward. And other than that, I mean, it was really just a story about me and my friend, I mean, we had an incredible trip together. And I'm not lying to you, just as we're sitting here talking about it. And I've given many interviews about the book at this point, and it's still a fresh experience. The life we had together and his passing, and I can't even tell you how honored I am to be able to share it, because it's so fresh in my mind.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've got to ask you about Benny. Now that he's made his transition, what's his continued impact on you and what you do? Do you still feel his presence and learn from his teachings?
Absolutely. And that's something that when you were saying you were expecting out of, my book, which was, the tips all throughout the book, every tip in that book is derived from the paces that he put me through over all those years. And I have used them on countless cats. I would say even in the thousands of cats that I've worked with, that his incredible problems, his walls, the things that he put me through in order to try to solve his problems, that have become these cornerstone tips that I use for every cat. So yeah, his influence absolutely lives on with the cats that I work with every day.
Yeah. Yeah, I always think that's amazing. Through my work with working with animals and being a communicator, people ask me, well, how do you learn these things? How do you know these things? Like, well, the animals have shown me and told me and taught me all these things that I know today, and I'm just privileged to be able to share it with people as I know you are. Yeah,
there is no bigger truth than that. We've been blessed to receive information like this, and I couldn't be happier to pass it on. I had the experience of having my first book signing, and to have people come to me, show me pictures on their phone of their cats or dogs, and share a quick story with me. That's why we do this. I really do believe that, again, that we can achieve a no-kill world, but only if we press forward, and hopefully Cat Daddy is just even a remote push in that direction.
Absolutely. The work that you do and the message you're putting out in the book Cat Daddy is definitely one more step, one more piece in the puzzle, and I agree with you wholeheartedly. Spay and neuter those animals.
Oh, yeah. And also, you know what? If Benny's story teaches you anything, it's don't give up. Even someone like me who spends their life working with cats, I spent 13 years with that boy being completely frustrated by him. But in the end, the payoff was so great. And again, I've been witness to people turning cats into shelters because they didn't match the furniture. And I swear that's true. I've been around because they were putting claw marks in their leather furniture. And I just, whether it's through My Cat from Hell or through Cat Daddy, let people know that, hey, look, problems can be this bad and people still work through them. So try to stick it out.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to take a quick commercial break, but we're going to come back and continue our conversation with Jackson Galaxy after these messages from our sponsors. You're listening to Animal Rights on Pet Life Radio.
Sit. Stay. We'll be right back after a short pause. Well, 4 to be exact.
Every pet is unique. Maybe they're gray in the muzzle, yet young at heart. Maybe they're growing out of the puppy stage and into their paws and ears. Or maybe they're just trying to maintain a more girlish figure. At PetSmart, we have the right food for your pet at a great value for you. PetSmart. Be better together.
Go to PetSmartDeal.com and save up to 30% on awesome gifts for the pets and pet people in your life. Toys, collars, leashes, PetSmart gift cards, treats, and more. Go to PetSmartDeal.com today. PetSmartDeal.com.
I don't make any decisions about who to hire without going to Angie's List first.
You'll find reviews on home repair to healthcare, written by people just like you.
With Angie's List, I know who to call, and I know the results will be fantastic.
Angie's List. Who you can trust.
Go to angieslist.com/rights and get 25% off any subscription. That's angieslist.com/rights. WRITES.
Love your pets but wish their medications were a lot less expensive? They are at 1-800-PET-MEDS. You'll not only save on flea and heartworm medications, but on prescriptions for arthritis, incontinence, thyroid, and more. And you get fast service, free shipping, and a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Plus, our licensed pharmacists ensure accuracy, monitor drug interaction, and more. See why over 5 million people have trusted their pet's health to 1-800-PET-MEDS, America's largest pet pharmacy. Call now or order online.
Go to petmeds.com/lucky, LUCKY, to get 10% off any order and free shipping on orders of $39 or more at petmeds.com.
Coast to coast and around the world, it's Oh Behave with Arden Moore. Find out why cats and dogs do the things they do and get the latest buzz from wagging tongues and tails in Rin Tin Tinseltown. From famous pet experts and best-selling authors to television and movie stars, you'll get great tail-wagging pet tips and have a fur-flying fun time. All Behave with America's pet edutainer, Arden Moore. Every week on demand. This is the place for a special paparazzi treat. Only on PetLifeRadio.com.
Let's talk pets.
Let's talk pets
On Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back. Welcome back to Animal Rights on Pet Life Radio. We're talking to the host of Animal Plant's My Cat from Hell, Jackson Galaxy, about his latest and greatest book, Cat Daddy. Now, Jackson, I know your schedule is very, very hectic, but so I've got to give our listeners an idea of here you are hosting your very successful show, television show, and now you're writing a book. How did you schedule that kind of time? How do you schedule the time to do the shows and do all the work that you do, the consultations you do, and then write a book as well?
I haven't the slightest idea. I have no idea. The funny thing is the book itself was necessity. It wasn't something I decided to do. When Benny became ill, and I was such a problem solver. I had been in that teacher mode and that problem solving mode for so long, and the only way that I was going to honor him and save my sanity at that point was just to switch into sort of hospice mode and to stop trying to solve everything. And the writing became the only way I knew how to deal. I've been a songwriter since I was 10 years old. It's all I've ever known how to do. So it was just a very natural process. And then suddenly it turned into something else. And so writing, it was not writing, like I said, to me, is second nature. My collaborator, Joel Durfner, made it very easy on me because he was about the structure. I knew how to write images and scenes, but as a songwriter, we're used to doing things in 3-minute stretches, and 300 pages, something totally different. So Joe was very much there to just give me a proper skeleton and let me put the skin on it. So he helped tremendously. But otherwise, like I said, I have no idea how it's happening. It's one of those rare times in your life that you just keep moving and feel grateful that you have that motion.
I always say that the universe provides us a wonderful boat. We just have to hop in and paddle as fast as we can.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes a lot faster than others, I mean, it's just amazing. It's funny because I've never even had a glimpse of a midlife crisis in my life, But at this point, I keep going, man, I would do anything to be like 25 and not 45 right now, because I would just love to be able to function on like Captain Crunch and Mountain Dew through, all this, but it's not meant to be,
I have to admit, I'm in my late 40s, and I just purchased my refresher box of Captain Crunch, so it's never too old.
Well, there's the midlife crisis box of Captain Crunch, exactly. Right now we're starting this book tour. Today's the first day. I'm in New York right now, and getting ready to go do a signing, and I've got these vitamins like lined up. I've got B12 and SAMe and all kinds of things for your brain and your body and everything. And, then you start realizing that you're built to break down over a certain amount of time. So I better run with it while I can.
That's right. Take the vitamins, get plenty of rest, and sanitize those hands frequently. I think you'll be in pretty good shape. And the amazing thing about the book tour is I had an opportunity with my book a couple of years ago to go out on tour, and it's done before you know it. You're going at such a fast pace, then all of a sudden it's done, and you're like, where did those 1 month, 2 months, or 4 months go?
Right, exactly. And I wish I could. I mean, my tour is only about 10 days. We're going to just a very small number of cities because we're still in the middle of filming season 3 of My Cat from Hell. So I just filmed last night, got on the red eye in New York today. We start this tour for 10 days, and then we're right back in the saddle again for another 35 days of filming. So to me, there's nothing I'd rather be doing. Nothing.
Yeah, you're getting that message, and you're getting to do what you were meant to do, and I think that says it all right there.
I love the fact that you said that. I thought that only happens once in your life. That when I found that I was good at something, which was writing music, I thought, well, that's it. I have to ride this horse until I drop or the horse drops, and you suddenly find that there's something else. And yeah, I love doing what I do, and I do it at the exclusion of all other things, but just being with animals is, as you said, just a privilege.
Absolutely. So you talk about the My Cat from Hell. Congratulations on the third season you're filming right now.
Thank you.
I'm sure all of our listeners know about the show, but tell us a little bit about it, and how did the show actually come about?
Well, My Cat from Hell basically mirrors my life, which is at-home cat consultations, and we just go to people's homes. The show takes place usually over the span of about a month, so I usually try to pepper in 3 visits over the span of a month, giving people pretty heavy-duty homework that concentrates not only on the cat's well-being, but in the dynamic that surrounds the cat, because often that's part of the problem, a big part of the problem. And that's exactly what I do in real life. And it just happened to be that I had moved to Los Angeles, and within literally a few weeks, a friend of mine saw me teach one of my Cat Mojo workshops, and passed it on to a friend of his who was in the industry. And once they got wind of, there's a guy who looks like that who teaches this, it kind of for them was a no-brainer. And I never went looking for it. It just happened. So I was really fortunate that way.
Yeah, and I think it's an amazing thing about it, because correct me if I'm wrong, the intention going to L.A. wasn't, say, I'm going to be a Hollywood star and have my own television shows and all that.
I literally just wanted to go live by the beach. Yeah, that was it. I had a girlfriend at the time who lived there, and we had met online, and I lived in Boulder at the time, and I thought, I'm done with the mountains. I was born on one coast in New York City. I'd spent 15 years in the mountains. I was done with it, and I loved that area of L.A. where the beach was, and I just wanted to live there, and that was it. It was just very simple.
I love how the karma, the universe, whatever you want to call it, comes into play without us knowing if we just let it happen.
Amazing, right? I mean, I remember thinking to myself, well, it's a blessing that, my business is so mobile, and I get to do it wherever I want to go. But, L.A. is a nice start, and I get to just make the album that I wanted to make. I just was sick of working with bands and I just wanted to get together with some session musicians and make some good music. Of course, now it's 4.5 years later, and I still haven't made my album, but that's because other things have stepped in the way a little bit.
You know, the album may actually end up turning out to be songs for your cat. How to
exactly, right? Cat music 101. Yeah, I think, hopefully by the end of this year, I mean, speaking of staying busy, by the end of this year, I'm hoping to just put together a few songs, get them out on iTunes, no fancy anything, just, get my music out there a little bit too.
Yeah, absolutely. In many ways you can get your message out, whatever it may be. Definitely it's a positive thing. And, since you have the love for the animals and you're working with the animals, anything you can do to get in front of people is going to go back and funnel through the animals.
Right, absolutely.
That's fantastic. So, Jackson, we'll let you go today, but tell our listeners how they can find out more about you and the book and everything you're up to.
Well, if you just go to my website, which is jacksongalaxy.com, you'll find links to the book itself, which, one great thing is for the next week, my publisher, Penguin, Tarcher Penguin, is still giving $1 from each order to 3 of my favorite charities. It's Stray Cat Alliance of LA, Neighborhood Cats of New York, and Best Friends Animal Sanctuary. And those 3 guys are splitting $1 from each one of these book orders for the next week. So you can find out more info about ordering at my website. Plus, the schedule for the book tour is on there. Any information about upcoming episodes, the entire Megillah is there.
So everybody go to jacksongalaxy.com, pick up a copy of the book, and do it right now. Do it now so we can get the funding to those great rescue organizations. And I applaud you for giving back and applaud your publisher for doing that as well. Well, Jackson, it's been a pleasure. So great to talk to you today. Good luck on the book tour, and we'll look forward to seeing you on Season 3 of My Cat from Hell, and hopefully talking to you again somewhere down the road.
Thank you so much, Tim.
All right, take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.
All right, well, we're coming to the end of the show today. I'd like to thank everyone for listening to Animal Rights on Pet Life Radio. I'd also like to thank our sponsors and producers for making this show possible. To find out more about me, Tim Link, and other guests I've interviewed on the Animal Rights Show and the stories in my blog, go to Pet Life Radio, PetLifeRadio.com. There you can download and listen to all the great interviews, catch up on what's going on with my blog posts. And while you're there, make sure to check out all the other hosts and shows on Pet Life Radio. If you have any questions, comments, or ideas for the show or guests you'd like to see on the show, please email me. You can email me at tim@PetLifeRadio.com. It's tim@PetLifeRadio.com, and I'll be glad to answer your questions, entertain your comments, and try to bring on the authors and writers you want to hear from the most. So until next time, write a great story about the animals in your life. Share it in a blog, article, or in a book. And who knows, you may be the next guest on Animal Rights on Pet Life Radio. Have a great day.
Let's Talk Pets, every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.